Hey, sis, Dad, Mom, come on. Your story hour's on.
Presenting Your Story Hour, building for a better tomorrow. Today's story...
For the birds, that's for sure.
Grab the pole, Michael. Get it.
I've got it. See if you can catch me, King Olaf.
Okay, it is, Michael boy. I make another.
Look, he's at it again. Another one of his stupid poles with grain on the top.
Don't worry. I'll fix him this time. Just leave the pole there.
What are you going to do, Michael?
Just watch. You'll see.
Well,
Shh. Let's wait for the birds to come.
You're going to let the birds come?
Sure. And then I'll use this.
a slingshot?
Yeah. We'll have us a dead bird or two. Shh. Here comes one now.
Be careful. Don't miss.
Taking aim. There!
Don't do that. No, no.
Hi there, boys and girls. This is Uncle Dan.
And I'm Aunt Carol. Hello, everyone.
Aunt Carol, didn't you tell me that you had a touching Christmas story about friendship for us today?
I did, and I do.
Well, our preview didn't exactly put me in the holiday spirit. As a matter of fact, it made me angry. Those boys were just plain mean.
Oh, I agree, Uncle Dan, but wait till you hear the whole story as Michael tells it. I'm sure you'll be in the Christmas spirit by then.
Michael? The boy with a slingshot?
Actually, no. That Michael is this Michael's grandfather.
This sounds confusing, Aunt Carol.
It's not really, but I think I'd better let both Michaels tell you all about it themselves in today's story, A Sheaf of Grain.
Hello. My name is Mike. Mike Clifford. Actually, there are 3 Michael Cliffords. Me, my dad, and my grandpa. My dad's gone a lot, so Grandpa and I have always been extra close. I guess it's only natural for my best Christmas memories to be wrapped around one of Grandpa's stories. I'm 18 years old now, so I've kind of grown out of a lot of the stuff younger kids do for the holidays, like hanging stockings up by the fireplace or practicing to be an angel in the Christmas play at school. But there are some traditions that I'll always remember and will always have a special kind of warmth in my heart. I know it might sound a little funny for someone my age to talk this way, but I've learned that some things are special to each person, and you might as well not try to act tough about it. Putting out sheaves of grain for the birds at Christmas time is one of the traditions I'll always remember, something I'll always do. I know that most of you probably haven't heard of that particular tradition, but after I tell you my story, I think you'll agree that sheaves of grain and miracle mean about the same thing to some of us out here in ranching country. I can remember the Christmas I was 9 as clear as anything. Mom was in the kitchen baking cookies, and I was looking out the window at the snow swirling around the yard light at the end of the drive.
Mom!
Yes, Mike, what is it?
Do you think Grandpa's back at the station yet?
Well, I suppose. Can't you see if the car's in the drive?
Nope, I can just see the lights over the pumps at a station. The snow's blowing too hard to see anything else.
Well, let me take a look. Well, I don't know. I can't quite see either. Oh, Mike, this storm is really something.
Do you think we'll be snowed in?
I don't know. It's possible, I suppose. Oh, look, there's Grandpa's truck pulling in at the station now.
Oh, boy! Mom, can I go down and stay with him till he closes up? Please, please?
Oh, whoa! I'm way ahead of you. I already dried your coat and mittens so you could put them back on.
Hey, great!
You'll find everything ready for you on the bed.
Wow, Mom! Thanks!
You be careful now. I'll watch you on your way so I know you make it there all right. We don't need a lost boy tonight.
Aw, Mom, I won't get lost. It's just a little ways. Do you think it'd be all right if I put the sheaf of grain out before I go? Dad isn't home yet, and
Oh, yes, Mike. I'm sure your father wouldn't mind. And I wouldn't be surprised if the reason you want to go down to visit Grandpa is so you can hear him tell his favorite Christmas story all over again.
Well, maybe.
Sometimes I think we put the grain out more to please Grandpa than to feed the birds.
Oh, no, Mom. The grain is for Olaf.
Yes, Mike, I know all about Olaf, but everybody knows he's dead. Nobody could have lived through that storm.
No! Mom, don't ever say that. Grandpa always hopes for a happy ending to his story.
Yes, well, I know. Anyway, run along. The sheaf is in the garage. Just push the pole in the snowdrift out in front of the house. Oh, you and Grandpa be home by 10, okay?
Okay, Mom.
I pulled on my coat and mittens, went to the garage, and took the pole with the sheaf tied to it. When I opened the garage door leading to the front yard, I could hardly see in front of me. But I struggled over the drifts and stuck the pole in the snow right out in front of the living room window. Mom waved and smiled, and I headed towards the station. I thought to myself that this was a Christmas Eve just like the one in Grandpa's story. I kept my eyes on the lights at the station and was about there when I saw this big white car pull up.
Hey there, young fella. Is the station open?
Sure. Grandpa doesn't close until 9:30. He's inside.
Oh, I see. Well, then let's go in.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Grandpa. This man wanted to know if you're still open.
Oh, sure, Captain. What can I do for you?
Captain? Grandpa, how do you know he's a captain?
Well, your grandpa's a smart man.
It's his hat, Mike. Even in this dim light, you can see that it's the hat of a sea captain. And the collar of his uniform shows at the neck of his overcoat, too.
Yeah, well, like I said, young man, your grandpa's a smart man. But I bet you're smart, too. At least I hope so, because I have a question for you.
Oh, what?
Well, as I was driving through this area, I couldn't help but notice the grain. Yeah, I mean, the sheaves of grain on the poles. Is there a special reason why everybody here does that? It's a little unusual.
Oh, yeah! Grandpa, tell him!
Oh, well, it's a long story. I'm not sure
Oh,
that...
no problem, really. The storm is too bad to drive in tonight. I'm staying in a room at the motel down the road, so I got a whole evening to kill. Besides, there's always time for a story.
Oh, you're a man after my own heart. Come on, let's get your coat off.
Yeah.
Why, you must just about be frozen through.
Oh, no. I'm used to some pretty rugged weather before the mast. The years at sea have hardened me, except, I hope, for my heart.
Yes. Well, I suppose it is good to have a kind heart.
Well, let's hear your story, Mr.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Mike Clifford, young Mike's grandpa. And you're...
Well, just call me Captain. That's the only name I've gone by for years.
Well, okay, Captain. I guess I've got to tell you that this story is... Well, I don't know how to say it. This story is just such a part of me, no matter what I'm doing. It's not very far below the surface, even though it happened a long time ago. You see, once, many years ago, there lived a rancher and his wife who were very fond of children. Years passed, and when no children came to bless their home, they started caring for homeless boys who came their way.
Grandpa launched into his story about the rancher and his wife. The couple had taken in many boys, trying to help them escape the hunger and discouragement of the Great Depression. They'd been a rough bunch, and I was always amazed that the worst of them all had been Grandpa. The Grandpa I knew had always been the kindest man in the world. It was hard for me to imagine that he'd once been a mean and heartless boy. Now, as Grandpa told his story to the captain, he moved his chair closer to the fire and seemed almost lost in the memory of his childhood.
Yeah, the neighbors said the rancher and his wife were raising up a bunch of ruffians for the jailhouse. Almost every day one of us was into some scrape or another. Then, one day, a different kind of lad drifted in. He was tall, with hair the color of sun-ripened wheat, blue eyes that were serious and yet soft at the same time.
Move over. You're half sitting on me, cow breath.
Shut up!
Pete, Michael, that's enough.
Well, what do you mean? I didn't do anything. Who's the new dummy, anyway?
Just a minute, Michael. Be patient, and I'll introduce our newest guest.
Looks like a sissy to me.
Clyde, that you?
Yep, honey, sure is. Just need to wash up a mite.
Okay, dinner's ready. Travis! Jason? Travis!
Yeah, we're coming.
Be respectful, Travis. Oh, I see we have a new addition to the dinner table. Maddie, who have we here?
Maybe it's best just to let him introduce himself. Olaf?
I'm called Olaf Jensen.
And I talk funny.
From country far across sea I come. My mother, my father, both parents killed when boat she go down in storm. I live with uncle, but no food for me he has. Here I come now.
Here I come now.
That's enough, boys. You're all excused from the table without your dinner. I will not have this conduct in my house.
Oh, come on.
Okay, it is.
Thank you, King Olaf.
Please, Mr. Clyde. Okay, it is.
I will not tolerate... Boys, since Olaf has made this request, and since this is his first day with us, I grant it for his sake. But be warned, I will not tolerate any monkey business from any of you. Is that clear?
Okay, Papa.
From that moment on, all of us boys made life miserable for Olaf. He wasn't like we were. He was strangely quiet and gentle. It was almost like flowers bloomed and birds sang when he was around. He said "ya" instead of "yes," and sometimes spoke in a strange foreign tongue. We didn't like him at all, but we knew that the rancher and his wife had a special feeling for him. Well, that made things even worse.
Whoa! Hold on there. Whoa, Nellie. Travis, Michael, give me a hand. I can't get these two hitched up.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, where's Olaf? Isn't King Olaf the one who can handle horses?
Michael, that's enough. Whoa! Whoa! Travis, watch out!
Oh, she kicked me good that time. I can't stand up.
Michael, quick! Quickly! Get Olaf! Hurry!
Olaf! Olaf!
Hurry, Olaf!
Coming I am. Shh, now. My babies, my little ones. Shh. Shh. There. Mr. Papa, okay you are?
Yes. Thanks.
Travis, okay you are?
Somehow it seemed to irritate all of us boys that Olaf had such a special relationship with animals. It was something he had that none of the rest of us did, and we were all jealous, I guess.
Please, Mama Clifford, a bottle you have for babies?
You mean a regular baby bottle, Olaf?
Yes, for babies to suck milk.
Well, yes, I guess I might have an old one in the cupboard. Here. My goodness, I'd forgotten just how little Travis was when he came to us, still on the bottle.
It is okay for me to have?
Of course, Olaf. You have some surprise planned? Something to show us?
Yes, in barn, a surprise I have. You come?
Yes. I'll be there in just a minute. You go on ahead.
What you building, Wonder Boy? It looks like you need carpenter lessons.
Maybe right you are, Michael boy.
You decided to build yourself a bedroom out here in the barn?
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Move, please, that board I need.
Why don't you move? We don't want you around here.
Michael, that will be enough. Now go to your room this instant.
Well, you always take his side.
Michael, now. The rest of you go too. I'll not have you ganging up on anybody.
Oh, especially not King Olaf.
Sorry I am. Always trouble I cause.
Forget it, Olaf. Now, show me your surprise.
See, I build special stall.
Oh, yes, I see that. But why do you need a baby bottle in a stall?
Here, in the corner is my surprise. See?
Olaf, a calf. Where on earth?
On range I find her. Mother is dead from wolves, but okay, she will be.
Yes, Olaf, I'm sure in your care she will be all right.
That's always the way it went. Olaf tried to be kind to everything and everybody. We always badgered him, gave him a bad time, and tried to make him feel as unwelcome as possible. And the rancher and his wife tried to make life livable for Olaf.
Yeah, well, why didn't Olaf fight back?
One day he did. One Christmas Eve, snowy and cold, very much like today. Olaf had attached a sheaf of grain to a pole and stuck it in the ground near the ranch house. For the birds, he said. It is the custom in the country of my people, he told us. But we boys only laughed at him.
For the birds. That's for sure.
Grab the pole, Michael. Get it. I've got it. See if you can catch me, King Olaf.
Okay, it is, Michael boy. I make other.
Look, he's at it again. Another one of those stupid poles with the grain on the top.
Don't worry. I'll fix him this time. Just leave the pole there.
What are you going to do, Michael?
Just watch. You'll see.
Well?
Shh. Let's wait for the birds to come.
You're going to let the birds come?
Sure. Then I'll use this.
A slingshot?
Yeah. We'll have us a dead bird or two. Look, here comes one now. Shh.
Be careful. Don't miss.
Take your name. There!
Don't do that. No, no. It's dead. Michael boy, too far you have gone. You.
Watch out,
This
Michael!
time
Help!
You're gonna kill him, Olaf!
Stop it!
We'll find out what happened next in a moment, but first we want you to know that today's story was written by Bernadine Beatty and first appeared in Clubhouse magazine. Clubhouse always has wonderful stories.
Why don't you visit our website and see for yourself all the reasons we think Clubhouse is so great?
Besides stories, there are puzzles, mazes, advice columns, recipes, crafts, poems, and much more.
Aunt Carol, you didn't mention my favorite feature.
I thought I'd let you have that pleasure, Uncle Dan.
Why, thank you, ma'am. My favorite's the Funny Bones page with jokes and riddles sent in by you kids. I try to get to them first so I can stump Aunt Carol.
He often does, too, but it's all in fun. So visit our website at yourstoryhour.org and click on Kids Corner. It'll take you to the Clubhouse site where you'll find the latest edition as well as many back issues.
So visit us today at yourstoryhour.org. Remember, that's yourstoryhour.org to enjoy the finest little free online magazine on the planet.
But for now, let's get back to our story, A Sheaf of Grain. Mike's grandfather is telling a story from his boyhood for a stranger, a sea captain who has stopped by his gas station to find out why so many people in the neighborhood put out sheaves of grain at Christmas time. He tells how Olaf Jensen, a good and gentle boy from a foreign country, joined the family of young orphan ruffians and was badly treated by all of them, except for the rancher Clyde and his wife Mattie, who had tried to make a home for them. The worst offender had been Michael, the Michael who is now Mike's grandfather. Finally, Olaf fights back. Michael has just killed a bird which had come to eat grain from the sheaf Olaf had placed in the yard.
Watch out, Michael!
Olaf, stop!
You're gonna kill him, Olaf!
Stop it!
Right you are. I quit. I go now. I bring only unhappiness to this place. My heart, it is sick. When it heals, I come again, maybe. I go now.
We watched Olaf walk off across the snow, and not one of us tried to stop him. My friends hauled me up to my room, and it was a full hour before I could even talk straight. I knew then what I had only suspected before. Olaf was 3 times as strong as any of us. He could have whipped us all, yet he had always tried to be kind. And we had never been nice to him, not once. I teased him constantly, called him King Olaf, but he only smiled and gently called me Michael boy. We never included him in anything we did. Travis, Pete, and I watched the snow falling outside the window. We slowly became aware that the flakes were coming faster. The wind was blowing harder. Finally, when we were certain a Christmas blizzard was developing, we knew what we had to do.
The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. Well, Mattie, another Christmas is nearly here, and... Well, boys, want to join Mother and me as we sing a few Christmas carols?
No. We have something to tell you.
Well, okay, what is it?
It's about Olaf.
Well, what about him? Where is he anyway?
Well, that's what we wanted to tell you. He left.
He's out there, in the storm.
Oh, Clyde!
What happened?
There was a fight, and he left. He's only got his work coat on.
He's gonna get lost. He'll freeze.
Clyde, what are we going to do?
Don't worry, Maddie. I'll go after him. It's 20 miles to the nearest town, but Olaf knows the way.
Unless the blizzard wipes it out.
I know.
Be careful. Oh, Clyde, be careful.
I will. Boys, where have I failed you?
This good man who had taken us all in, fed us, clothed us, tried to be father to us, slowly turned and left. He saddled up his horse, rode out into the storm. When darkness fell and he hadn't returned, we knew that he hadn't found Olaf and that he, too, was lost in the storm. So we all put on our warmest clothes, saddled up, and rode out to find him. It was so cold our breath froze in front of us, and we could hardly see the heads of our horses. We called to each other to keep from being lost in the storm ourselves.
You guys there?
I'm here. Travis!
Over here!
You guys okay?
I'm so cold!
Oh, we got to find him. Keep going.
What time is it?
I don't know.
It must be 10 o'clock.
We're not going to find them.
It's all our fault.
I feel so awful.
Let's give up.
It's too dark.
Wait, look. There's something over there.
Just a log.
No, it isn't. Come on. It's him. It's Papa. Travis, quickly, get the blankets. Papa, please be okay.
We wrapped Papa in blankets and our own coats and took him to the line shack that was used during roundup time. He was unconscious. We knew he had little chance of surviving, but we drew lots to see who would go for help, and it fell to me. I rode out, pulling my cap down against the blinding snow. I was soon lost in the blizzard, but I pushed on, too tired and cold to even think. Then my horse shied, and I was thrown to the ground.
Star, come back. He's gone. Star! I'm so cold. I'm so tired, sleepy. I've got to go on. God, if you're there, please listen to me. I've never prayed to you before, but please hear me. I need your help.
I struggled to my feet and began to stumble on through the storm. I prayed all the way for my friends, for Papa, for me, especially for Olaf. But soon my strength was gone. I fell to the ground, my face buried in the snow, my body numb. It was several minutes before I was aware that my right hand had closed around a large, upright stick. I lay there holding on to that smooth stick, just barely conscious, and then, using the stick to pull myself up, I tried to stand. It was then that my hand touched the top of the stick, and my heart nearly stopped.
Grain. A sheaf of grain. It's Olaf's pole with the grain for the birds. Olaf's pole.
And then I saw the dim light from the kitchen window and staggered forward. To make a long story short, help was sent out to the line shack, and Papa's life was saved.
What happened to the other boys?
Tell him, Grandpa. Grandpa? Sometimes he gets a little like this at the end of the story. He doesn't even know I'm here.
Can you then tell me the rest of the story?
Oh, yes, sir. The other boys changed after that. They settled down and tried to be good sons to the rancher. Most of them are still living close by.
That's the reason for the sheaves of grain.
The ones you saw when you came tonight.
Ah, well, so what about Olaf? Was no trace ever found of him?
No, that's the part of the story I don't like. The ending.
Yeah, well, how should it end?
Olaf should come back. He should come back and learn that he didn't bring unhappiness. But because of him, the boys gave up their wild ways. Christmas stories should have happy endings.
Yeah, I guess they should. That's why I came here tonight, to make a happy ending.
No one can ever make it happy without Olaf.
Mike's right, Captain. You didn't know Olaf, but I wish you could have. I keep his memory here in my heart.
Yeah, well, I know him too, my friend. Very well I know him. Och du också känner jag. You too I know, Michael boy.
Olaf? Olaf?
So that's the way it all happened, that very special Christmas. I left the gas station by myself to walk home. I knew Grandpa and Olaf needed some time together. The storm outside had almost stopped, and the lights sparkled on the snow as I crunched along. I'll never forget the feeling I had inside at that very moment. When I got to the front yard, I saw that the pole with the grain on it had fallen over in the wind. I picked it up and shoved it into the drift, straight and tall. Then I looked down the block at Grandpa's station. For Olaf, I said. This is for Olaf. But this time, my heart nearly burst with happiness, because Olaf was home. At long last, Olaf was home.
Well, I've got to admit you were right, Aunt Carol. I'm definitely in the Christmas spirit now.
Good.
Let's put a sheaf of grain right outside the studio.
Let's do it, Uncle Dan. I love Christmas traditions.
Me too. Especially Christmas carols, like this one from Word Music's Great Christmas Songs for God's Kids CD.
Good Christian kids rejoice with heart and soul and voice. Give ye heed to what we say. News, news, Jesus Christ is born today. Ox and ass before him bow, and he is in the manger now. Christ is born today. Christ is born today. You Christian kids rejoice with heart and soul and voice. Now ye hear of endless bliss. Joy, joy, Jesus Christ was born for this. He has opened heaven's door, and man is blessed evermore. Christ was born for this. Christ was born for this. You Christian kids rejoice with heart and soul and voice. Now ye need not fear the grave. Peace, peace, Jesus Christ was born to save. Calls you one and calls you all to gain his everlasting home. Christ was born to save. Christ was born to save.
Bye, everybody.
Have a Merry Christmas.
This has been your Story Hour, building for a better tomorrow.
This is Aunt Carol.
And Uncle Dan saying,
Goodbye, everyone. See you again next time.